Hi everyone. So in today's video, we will see how can we create conditional resources in the Terraform. So till now, what we have covered file creation on the laptop other than the AWS Cloud tutorials. You can watch out on my video. So we have covered file creation on the laptop with the local providers that with the help of the Terraform. We have covered 5 ways of passing variables value. Like we can pass the different variables where variables value in a different way, and that is there are 5 ways to pass that, and all the ways have different kind of precedence. Correct? They have their different priority. Then we have covered this Terraform data and output block. That's how can we use the data block, how can we use this output block in the Terraform, and we can utilize all this. Correct? So you can watch out this video as well. Then we have covered Terraform state file, where we have defined talked about this local state file and the remote backend, where you can store your state file over the AWS S3 bucket. Now today we will be covering this Terraform conditional resource creation, where we will be talking about the count condition. Then we will be talking about the for loop. How can we implement for loop, and we can create multiple resource for the we using the same resource block. Correct? Then we will be talking about the depends on and the life cycle. That means create before destroy, what we talk in the Terraform. So let me open this folder. And this folder is you can use it like you can click on the CMD, then we can you can type code dot. You can watch out my other videos to see that shortcut. Here I have already opened that. So let's jump to the VS Code here. So what we have written here. So I have written AWS VPC block. Then I have written AWS subnet block, where I will be creating public subnet 1. Then I'm creating public subnet 2, and I'm creating internet gateway here. Correct? So these four resources I'm going to create in first round, first step, and then I've commented out all the other resources. We will be doing this one by one. Correct? So here, if you see, I have passed the CIDR block. I have used this variable VPC name. Then I have used this variable public subnet name 1, and then the public subnet name 2, and this internet gateway. Here we have used this count condition. So this is the part where we'll be covering the count like we'll be creating the resource based on the condition, and that condition will be covered through the count block. Correct? So this is the count block. We will be implementing it. Here we have defined the CIDR 10.0/16, then the 10.0, 1.0/24, and 2.0/24. How this is calculated, you can watch out AWS tutorials on my channel, and you can check out all these logics behind this. Correct? Then the internet gateway. Here, let's understand the count block. So in the count block, it's just like the if else. So here, if you see count equal to var dot create IDW, that means if this particular variable's value had something which match with the value yes, then this will be 1. 1 means true, otherwise it will be the 0. So based on this particular condition, var dot create IGW equal to yes, it will be either true or the false. So let's see what's the value of the create IGW in our variables.tf. So here is the variables.tf. So let's get into the variables.tf. Create IGW as the value? No. So when the value will be picked from there, it will be the no. No equal to yes, it will be false, correct? So it will not create the internet gateway. But when we will change the value there, or we will pass the value at runtime, it will create the resource internet gateway, correct? And here in the providers.tf, we have used the AWS provider, and there is a backend configuration of S3. We have created this remote state file, correct? So I have created one AWS S3 bucket here. Bucket you can see in my AWS console. So here I have created one bucket, Terraform remote state demo, and then devops is the folder where the state file will be stored. Correct, you can see that. So now let's directly jump to the terminal. We will run the Terraform init, and then we will do the Terraform plan, and we will see the details. Okay, so it's Terraform init is done. Let's run the Terraform plan. Okay, fine. I hope you are enjoying the video. We will see in the depth that how can we have this conditional resource creation. So you can see the plan: 3 to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. So what are the 3 resources which is being created? In the main.tf, we have written the 4 resources which should be created, correct? One BPC, two subnets and one internet gateway, but this internet gateway is not created, correct? Let's see in the plan. Okay, so what's being created? Let's see. Public subnet name one. Sorry, public subnet one. This resource is being created. Then the public subnet two. This is being created. AWS PVC. This is being created. And that's it. Nothing else is going to be created. Now let's do the Terraform apply. Oh, let me do the Terraform apply. And you will see this will be implemented and it will be created. Correct? So it's been created. Enter a value. Yes. Oh, I should had to do this auto approve. Okay, next time I will do the auto approve. So it's been created, 3 added, 0 change, 0 destroyed. So let's get to our AWS console. And here I will just refresh in the DevOps. We will see the terraform.tf state file and just open it. So in the state file, you can see the same public subnet 1 created, public subnet 2 created, and then the VPC created, correct? So only these resources have been created and state has been saved. Now you can see the same VPC and the subnet over the AWS console. Let me check here. Just refresh. Demo VPC is created and two subnets, subnet 1, subnet 2 should be created. These are created, correct? No internet gateway is created till now. Now change the condition. So to change the condition, what will we do? We will just change the value. So either we can pass the, you know that how can we pass? You can watch out the different video or other videos on my tutorial here, correct? So you can watch out how can we pass the variables value in a different way. So this one video is correct. Second, 5 way of passing variables value. So what will I do? I will just change the value of this create IGW from the default value to some this random one, correct? So sorry, let me remove this. Let me share, and I hope it's being recorded. Yeah, it's being recorded only. Okay. So what will I do? I will just change the value for this create IJW from no to yes. So in the variables.tf, what's the default value? Default value is no. So what will I do? I will just change the value from no to yes. We can pass the same value at runtime as well. So I'm just changing in the default only for now. So I have changed this. Now let's do the Terraform plan. And you will see the resources. So now what should we do? Three resources is already created. It will create internet gateway now. So if you see, it's going to create, what is going to create? Internet gateway 0. And why it's saying is 0? Because there is a count block. So count is counting that whenever this will be true, it will create, it will count it as 1 and it will create the particular resource, correct? So now let's do the Terraform apply, and we will, in here we will do this Terraform apply and then auto approve as well, because we don't want to do yes and no every time, correct? I don't want to do the manual work every time. So Terraform apply hyphen auto approve. So now it will apply, it will create that internet gateway, and that internet gateway will be attached to the BBC, correct? So one added. So now let's go here and just refresh. You will see that internet gateway has been created and attached with the BBC. And in the state file also you will see. So for now it's not attached, correct? Now let me refresh the Terraform state file. And here we will open it again. And now you will see that its internet gateway is created, correct? So this is how you can use this count condition and you can create resources from there. So let me clear the terminal here for now, and I will just close it a bit. So we have covered the first point here. So we have covered this concept. How can we use this count block to create our resources based on the condition? So now, other than this creation, we will see how can we use this for loop. Correct. So I will just removing this. So we will see the use case of for loop as well. So what does this particular resource will do? It will create AWS instances with the alias of this resource is prod instance, and based on the condition for each. So we are implementing for each block, and we will get into the loop variable dot instance flags. So we have one variable declared as instance flags. If you see Here it is instance flags, and it has a type list and the boolean, correct? So here we have passed the default values true, false, true. So there are three values true, that is will be your index 0, then index 1, and then index 2. So it will count 0, count 1, count 2. So for each will retrieve the value every time. So for each first time it will come to this, second time it will come to the this one, third time it will come to this. So how it is implemented, let's see the logic. So here we are saying for IDX, just like in the programming, you see the for I, for J, for K. So that in the similar way, we are using for IDX flag in variable dot instance flags. So in the variable dot instance flag, we have mentioned three flags, correct? So from there, IDX flag will be this. So if any it matches with any flag that has the value as true, it will count that, and based on that, it will create your instances. So AMI ID, this will be used, then instance type, this will be used, and the subnet ID, this one, public subnet 1, correct? So public subnet 1 is required to create that particular resource. So sorry. So it will create that particular resource, and it will have the tag for instance h.k. So let's do that, and you will see. So what will happen whenever it will see the true, then only it will create. So in the variable instance flags, it has two true value and one false. So count 0 will be true, count 2 will be true, and count 1 will be false. So it will create the instance two times. Uh, Again, you will see it has three value, but it will create only two because one is the false, correct? So let's do the plan here, and we will see the same thing. Let me open up the terminal here a bit. I will just do it up. Terraform plan. Let's see what is coming here. And you will see the magic of the for loop. You will see two resources being created here. So you will see plan 2 to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. So what is being created? Let's see. So Terraform will perform the following action. Prod instance 0. AWS instance, prod instance 0 will be created. Why is it 0? Because here in the instance flag, first one is true. That means in the list it's A0. That's why it's prod instance 0. A0 has been fetched based on the true value. Then there is a second resource, prod instance 2. One was false, that's why it didn't pick up that. And then it picked up the second value. That's the true, correct? So let's create the resource. Right now you will see there is no AWS EC2 instance which is running here. Let me open up the EC2. And the moment we will run the Terraform apply to resource, to EC2 instance will be created here. So right now you can see there is no AWS EC2 instance which is running, and even there is no EC2 instance which is in the stop state. So now do the Terraform apply here. Terraform apply auto approve, and it will create two resources. So here we will see the use case of the for loop, correct? So plan 2 to add, prod instance 0 is creating, prod instance 2 is creating. So all these two resources are being created. You will see that, correct? So let's wait for a second, and it will be created. So two added. Let's refresh here. Two instance has been created. If you want to check it in the state file, you can just refresh it again. Let's refresh. Let me open the terraform.tf state, and let me cut this, the older one, and this is the new one. AWS instance, prod instance, correct? You will see. So this has been created, and then there will be second instance as well. Index key 2, correct? Public subnet 1. So AWS instance, prod instance, you will see. Okay. So the name of the instance, we are keeping it as a prod instance only. Prod instance h.key, correct? So that has been created to HC2 instances. So where is the file? Prod instance 2 and prod instance 0, correct? That has been created. Now we will see the use case of this third block. What is the third block? We will see the use case of depends on block for conditional resource creation. Now let me remove this as well. and I will be removing this as well. So what I have implemented here, I have implemented this public base. So what we are saying here, so depends on, simply say that if your particular resource is depending on some another resource, that means if you have to create your AWS EC2 instance, correct? So that will obviously require the subnet ID. For the subnet ID, there should be the VPC. So the depends on, simply said that till the moment your dependent resources are not created, this particular resources cannot be created. So it's not the something which is very hard code defined, but the Terraform itself see the dependency. But if you want to make your Terraform pipeline is flow smooth, you can define your depends on block as well, correct? So here, what will I do? I will just change the IP addresses here. So what will I say that Terraform dot 0.0/24 for the first one. So whatever the configuration I have passed the BPC for the BPC, I will be passing the same configuration for the my subnet. So correct. So I will just so to check that, let me do one thing. We are creating AWS EC2 instance only, correct? So I will just do one thing. I will just remove all the things from here. I will just remove 10.0.1.0/16 that I will keep. Sorry, /24. I will do the same thing. And here I will run the Terraform destroy and then auto approve. If you want to destroy your resources, you can run the same command. All the resources will be deleted, and then we will do some changes in here in the code, and we will see the use case of the test conditional, sorry, that depends on block, correct? So destruction is happening, destruction complete. You will see these two instances should be terminated, so it's shutting down, correct? It will remove every resource search whatever we have created. So public subnet 2 destruction completed. Prod instances, these EC2 instances are being stopped. So the moment all these resources will be stopped, what will we do? I'll be just removing this for loop conditional resource creation to save our time. So I will just remove this. I will just comment it here. And we will just see the use case of depends on block, correct? We will see the use case of this first block only, correct? So what kind of changes we will do here? I will be just creating the VPC. Then I will be creating public subnet one, and the configuration for the public subnet one I will pass the same as the VPC 10.0.0/16, and then I'll be passing the configuration 2.0.24 for this one, correct? This will not be created. Logically, this public subnet 2 will not be created because the all the IP address range has been covered by the subnet 1 only. Whatever the subnet range is, CIDR range is for the BBC, the same CIDR range I have passed for the subnet 1. So these two things can be created, but this subnet second will not be created logically, correct? Because it has to fetch the IP address range which has been already covered by this subnet 1. So the second resource will not be created. And what I am saying here, I will not be creating this IGW as well. So let me change the variables.tf value as well. I will change it to no so that even it won't be created. Control S. So we are just trying to save the time as well. So this internet gateway will also not be created. Now what will I say? For this my instance, what I am saying, it depends on the AWS subnet dot public subnet 1. So rather than saying the subnet 1, I am saying it for the subnet 2. Correct? So what I know that, let me copy it from here so that you can understand. So let me remove it from here, and I will paste this with the subnet 2. Okay. So that it will be it will be easy to understand. So what I'm saying right now, I'm saying that this is the public subnet 1, this is public subnet 2, then this is the instance. I'm saying this my instance is dependent on the public subnet 2, depends on subnet and then public subnet 2. So till the moment this public subnet 2 will not be created, my EC2 instance cannot be created. I already know that this subnet 2 cannot be created because it has the IP address. So this should be the flow of the depends on, correct? How that depends on work. So here I'm just trying to showcase you the thing that how depends on work, correct? Let me do run that on the terminal. I will do the Terraform plan. Okay. So it should create one VPC, one subnet. So second subnet cannot be created. So if you see four plan to add, what are all the plans? It will create instance, my instance. It will create public subnet one. It will create public subnet two. That's the plan. It has not been implemented till now, correct? And this is the VPC. So two VPC, one VPC, two subnets, and one EC2 instance. That should be created. Now let's do the Terraform apply here, and we will see the things. Terraform apply, auto approve. Let's see what happens. So it's being implemented. Plan for to add VPC creating. So now let's see. VPC creating, VPC creation done. Completed after 2 seconds. Public subnet 1 creating, public subnet 2 creation complete after 0 seconds, correct? Second subnet has been created. This particular resource has not created your EC2 instance because your EC2 instance conflict the sorry second resource has been created. Meanwhile, the public subnet one was being created, the second subnet has been created, and it has failed because the it got conflicted with the second this public subnet one. So let me to remove this. What will I do? I will add the depends on block for public subnet two as well. So here what has happened? This before creating the public subnet one, public subnet two got created. So now let me add depends on here as well. So let me add depends on AWS subnet and public subnet 1. So till the moment public subnet 1 will not be created, I will not be creating public subnet 2. And till the moment public subnet 2 will not be created, it can't create for my EC2 instance. Correct? So let me do that. Control S. And here I will be running the Terraform plan again. Plan 2 to add. So what is being added? Public subnet 1 and my EC2 instance, correct? But because public subnet 2 was created. So let me do the Terraform apply. Creating EC2 subnet got failed. Why? EC2 subnet, error EC2 create subnet, response error, correct? So it has, you can see that it had the dependency, that's why it got failed. Let me remove the Terraform destroyer and we will see the things again. Just I just want to make you the clear over the depends on block. So how it makes it breaks the dependency of one resource to another. Resource to destroyed, correct? Let me run it again. Terraform destroy. If there is anything left, we will just see that it should be empty state in the terraform.tf state, correct? Now let me run the Terraform plan again. And now it should have the clear flow. Plan 4 to add. What are the things which is being added? My VPC, public subnet 2, public subnet 1, and one EC2 instance. What are the resources we have implemented? We have implemented AWS subnet.public subnet 2 for the EC2. For the subnet 2, I have added the dependency over the 1 and VPC and public subnet 1 are free to create. Now let's do that. What has happened? Okay, I will run the Terraform apply here. Terraform apply hyphen auto approve. Let's see the concept here. The how this apply flow will go. We will just see that, correct? So here our depends on block will create its own magic. Plan for to add. Now, if you see VPC creating, VPC creation completed, public subnet 1 creating, public subnet 1 creation completed. So earlier you saw that public subnet 2 was created before, but the moment I added pub for depends on block for the public subnet 2, that it has the dependency on the public subnet 1. What happened here? This public subnet 1 got created first and it acquired all the IP address range, and then there is nothing left for the public subnet 2. That's why public subnet 2 not didn't get created. The moment public subnet 2 was not created, my EC2 instance was not created. Correct? You can see there is no EC2 instance creation is happening here. The moment I will just remove this depends on block from the EC2, it will create the EC2 instance as well right now. So I'm just removing the depends on. I'm just commenting out this, correct? Public for the public subnet to my EC2 instance will be launched here and it will be created, correct? Let me do the control S and I will again run this Terraform apply. And you will see that public subnet 2 will not be created, but my EC2 instance will be created here. Let's see. Plan 2 to add, public subnet 2 creating, my instance creating. This will not be created, but this creation will be done. Correct? Let's see the same. Let's say the thing. Still creating, 10 seconds elapsed. My instance creation completed after 12 seconds. You can see the instance ID here, correct? So still public subnet 2 didn't get created, but instance has been launched, correct? So this is how depends on saves you from your dependent resources. If you apply this, it will just restrict this resource to be created before that this subnet 2 is created. But if you just remove this, so whenever you see that you have to implement this depends on, you have your resources dependent on something, you can apply the depends on, and this that will prevent your resources be creating before your actual resource, correct? Then there is a life cycle block create before destroyed. This ensures that your resources will be highly available. That means if you are doing any kind of configuration changes in AWS instance, correct? So when the configuration changes will be happening, this will modify the EC2 instance. So it will create a new EC2 instance or it will do the modification, but before doing the destroy kind of thing, it will create first and then it will do the destroy. So that's the create before destroy. If you do the true, it will make your resources highly available. So this is what we were about to cover in this particular video, and we have covered this. So what we have covered this count block, we have covered this for each loop in this particular resource, correct? We have created multiple resources based on the for each condition. And then we have covered this depends on block. Where is it? It's here, depends on block we have covered, and then we have covered this life cycle block. So I hope you enjoyed the video. You have learned so many things in this particular video, and we will come up with another video related to the Terraform about the dynamic block, asset instance creation, cluster creation, and other Terraform tutorials. Correct. So stay tuned to the video, and you can subscribe my video as well. That will be helpful for me and motivational for me to create other content. Correct. So thank you so much till the time. I hope you enjoyed the learning. Bye bye.